All right, everybody out there in TV land, my name is Jon Pulino, and this is The Edge, the 8/22/2017 edition of The Edge. And it's hot out there. HOTTTTTTT. Right, Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tyler is walking in front of the camera. Good for you. This is The Edge, and we've been on TV since 1998. And Billy Wilson is not here. He's not here tonight. That could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. So, Billy, if you're watching, don't call. 860-613-3035. That's the number is 860-613-3035. Guest hosting for Billy Wilson is Michael Ryder. No, Michael Ryder's right here.
3031.
What?
3031. Where the hell have you been?
What did I say?
That's my office.
Shut up, crew. Well, they're right, though. See, I'm a narcissist. I can't help it. So, 860-613-3031. Is that correct? Nick, what do you think?
I'm going to go with yes.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
Now, Nick is my guest tonight, or my main guest. He probably thinks I'm very snobbish. And I broke my rule. I told Nick, before the show, I don't talk to the guest. I just don't do it. If I know the guest, it's somebody that's been on the show many times before, I will talk to that person, him or her. It doesn't matter what party they're from on a political level or what I just feel the interview is not fresh. You know? See, I read that in a Howard Stern book. And he's right. He's right. I've interviewed many people, almost 1,000 people over the years. And we have a phone call. I can't believe this. Oh, my God.
Is it Billy Wilson?
It is not Billy Wilson, though. Hello, you're on live TV. Hello.
Hello, John, this is Greg. How you doing?
Hey, Greg, how are you?
Good.
What's
So
up?
what's the topic for tonight?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Greg Schroll. By the way, congratulations on your upcoming nuptials.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And I love the name of your fiance.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. That's Emily, by the way. Because, by the way, Emily's here tonight. She's doing camera number 2. My Emily.
Hey, Emily. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
Right.
So what's the topic for
The topic tonight is we have Nicholas Barbato. Is that,
Yes, sir.
or is it Barbato?
No, that's fine.
Which one do you want? What do you want?
Let's go with Barbato. That's the way
I like
usually-
Barbato.
Me too.
And
Hi,
Nick,
Nick.
go ahead, Greg. What?
Howdy.
Hi, Nick.
Now, Nick wants to be the next David Hasselhoff. Okay? Now, stay with me. Stay with me. There was a show called Knight Rider, right? And Knight Rider revolved around Michael Knight working for the secret organization, and the car was out of control. And it would go, Michael, oil slick. It was the stupidest show, and I just made all that up.
Yep.
No, but
It had the voice of,
I actually
it had
love
the
that
voice
show.
of-
did you watch it?
I watch it all the time.
I thought I was offending
Legendary.
you. I was like,
No,
you're not
no.
offended by this.
How to be compared to David Hasselhoff is an honor.
Yes. Greg, do you like David Hasselhoff?
Yeah, the guy that did the voice, I think, of the kit car was the same guy that played Mr. Feeney in Boy Meets World.
Yeah, well, William Daniels. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep. He was also in the. He was Dustin Hoffman's father in The Graduate. Yeah.
I actually had a friend back in the 80s, and we used to watch Knight Rider all the time.
I bet you did. Where did this come from? I bet you did. Did you watch the new Knight Rider with Val Kilmer's voice?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Nobody likes that. Nobody wants Val Kilmer. They want William Daniels. They want the black car with that red thing in the beginning. Ding, ding, ding.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. Remember the opening credits?
Yep.
Oh, I wish my life had opening credits. You know something, right?
I love that theme song, too. That was
Yeah.
a theme song.
How'd it go? Ding, 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 ding.
Da-da-da, da-da-da-da, something like that.
He knows. He knows. So, Greg, what are any rumors on James Bond movies? Daniel Craig, what's going on over there? I know you work for.
Well, yeah,
he works-
I heard that he's going to stay on. He's making a new film that's going to be released in 2019.
Really? What's the name of the film? Do you know?
I don't know the name of the film, but I was actually at the gas station filling up, and they have those screens near the gas pumps at the Citgo, and I saw that flash on the screen. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe he's going to stay on for at least one more film.
Yeah.
And it's going to come out sometime in 2019.
And I heard the name of the film may be called Shatterhand. Shatterhand. And I know you know. I know you know what that means.
That's from the novel You Only Live Twice.
Oh God, he knows. And that was Blofeld's pseudonym, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
And
Oh,
yeah, I think according to tradition, I think ever since that disaster with License to Kill, that movie came out in the summer of '89, and that was the big summer for movies.
right.
So ever since then, they've been releasing the films like in the fall, usually November or December.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to guess that it's going to come out like sometime around Thanksgiving in 2019.
It's nice to see 007. You eat your turkey. You go, you
right.
get mad at your father, and then you go to the Cineplex. Actually, that used to happen a lot in my house. Yeah, a lot actually. So what else?
Absolutely.
Nicholas is a race car driver. This is for real now. He races cars, which is crazy.
Uh-huh.
I can't even drive a car. He races cars. I can't. I'm the worst driver. Emily.
Yeah, me too.
Anyways, what about you? A good
Just need a
driver?
little practice, that's all.
I don't know about that, maybe.
Oh. So, do you have a question for Nicholas?
What's the fastest speed you've ever traveled at?
178 miles an hour on the GPS.
You're still
How's that
alive?
feel?
Things come at you a lot faster. Lines sort of blend together. If you would imagine a dotted line on a highway, it's no longer dotted at 178 miles an hour.
That is Barry Allen stuff.
I got my passport renewed this year, and I also got an international driving permit. So I'd like to go on the Autobahn in Germany and do about 120.
I would recommend going to the Nürburgring Nordschleife in Germany. That is one of the most iconic racetracks ever built. It's an amazing facility.
That sounds cool.
I would do that. You can rent a race car or be taken around it in a bus. It's called the Ring Taxi. Check it out.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you obviously pay to do that.
You would pay to get taken around for a ride. You would pay to rent a car, but I mean, you can rent full caged race cars and go have fun on the Nürburgring.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds great.
That's amazing. Any more questions?
No, I think I'm all set. Yeah, I just want to call in and say hi, but you guys have a good show.
No, and we appreciate you calling. Call back later on in the show if you want. Thanks, Greg.
Sure, maybe I will. Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. Take care, buddy.
Bye-bye.
That was the great Greg Schroll. He's been a contributor to the show for many years. He's been a guest. He's guest hosted like you are tonight. He's been in some of our sketches and so forth. He's part of the Edge family. We have a family here. So you actually drove an automobile that fast?
I did. This was at a racetrack in New York called Monticello. It's a semi-private racetrack, and it was an Aston Martin race car. I had an opportunity to drive one of those there. It was incredible.
You drove an Austin Martin?
An Aston Martin race car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not the James Bond.
Not the James
back
Bond
to
car.
James Bond. Thank you.
No, it didn't shoot flames or
Can you
shoot
imagine that?
guns.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I want to do my Sean Connery. I'm not going to do it. But,
Yeah,
and I found the crown, I lost it, money penny.
Oh, that was good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Max, do you like that, Max? Good. Thank you. So, wow. So, do you have a question for Nicholas?
How many cars do you own? What do you have? What are you into?
The only car I own right now is a 2017 Dodge Ram 1500 to tow race cars around with. I actually don't own a race car at the moment. The last car I owned was a 1995 BMW M3, but I've owned a whole bunch of different cars in the past. Yeah.
Good question. We have another phone call. Now, if the caller is angry with me, it has nothing to do with you.
No problem.
This guy who's going to call, and I'm not allowed to take the call yet because it's not blinking. You know what he does? He'll put your name on the ballot so you run for something. And then when your wife, meaning my wife, because it's a hypothetical, but it really happened, she's like, yep, let's talk about it. Hi, you're on live TV.
Are you sure I'm on live TV?
Yeah. Hey, Billy.
Yeah.
It was the usual thing, right? It wasn't blinking, and then it was blinking, and then it was blinking, and then they don't know what to do in there, and they're nervous because Nicholas is actually a real guest, and they have to act proper in there. So.
Oh, they have to act proper. I am sitting in front of the Chatham Beach and Tennis Club as we speak.
Where are you?
Chatham, Mass.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Calling you from on location.
You can see the show, right?
Yes, I could.
Michael Ryder's replacing you tonight, so you better shape up.
I know. I'm telling you. Well, vacation sort of came up, and
And
how are you guys doing tonight?
great. We have a wonderful guest, Nicholas Barbato, who is a race car driver and is looking for a sponsor, and we'll talk about that. I'm here. I don't know if that's good or bad. And we have a guest camera woman.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's unusual because usually we just have the the two what.
You've known her since the day she was born, so I think you know who she is.
Oh, how'd she do it?
Yeah, she knows. She's been hanging around the studio more and more.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, she's definitely grown up in that studio, that's for sure.
Yeah, she did.
Emily, I said hi.
Yep. Hi, Emily. Max is here. You remember Max?
Hi, Max.
He's
How
off
you doing?
camera though. He wants to be off camera. He doesn't like the camera. It's like Anthony.
He doesn't like to be
No
on camera. Oh, okay.
It's this weird thing with
We just
FBI's coming
saw a
for him.
bunch of seals.
What?
Seals.
Seal, the singer?
Seals. No, seals, as in the seals in the wall on the beach.
Oh.
But we couldn't get a close enough picture. I mean, we have to bring a better camera out here. We have
Oh, I
a
see.
camera back at the hotel that we're going to bring up here and take some better pictures.
Yeah, that has to do with the show, but that's great. Hey, do you have a question for Nick? He's he's
a
traveled 178 miles an hour. We're talking the Flash.
Well, I have a question for him.
Good.
How long has he been driving for?
I've been driving, we'll say, competitively for about 13 years. Started in
13 years?
I started in 6.5
Okay, go ahead.
horsepower
No, go ahead.
go-karts. And yeah, that was it. That was the beginning. I did not really have enough cash as a kid growing up, so as soon as I did as a semi-broke kid in college, that's when it all began. But always really wanted to do it since I was a young boy, really as far back as I could think.
Now, where do you drive right now? Do you drive locally? Do you drive? Where are you driving? Modified? Are you driving?
Yes, so I do SCCA club racing. Haven't done any this year. I also run with the National Auto Sport Association, NASA, and I run at a bunch of racetracks all across New England, New Jersey Motorsports Park, Lime Rock Park, Thompson Speedway, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I think probably the most amazing track, probably within 5 hours, is Watkins Glen International up in New York.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful track. I was up there, 15 years ago. I like Lime Rock too. Lime Rock's a pretty cool track too.
And they're showing pictures on the screen.
Oh, beautiful.
Totally different animal.
Billy, you can't see the pictures. Marco's showing a race car, and he showed Nicholas in his is it a jumpsuit? Do I get in trouble for that? Because I mean, what is it called?
It's a racing fire suit.
Fire suit, right?
Yeah, right.
No mech, so you don't burn alive.
No, I don't want you
immediately.
burning.
No,
No
you don't.
burning. No, I'm burning. I'm burning.
Bad day.
No, I don't want that. Wow, that's cool. You look pretty cool, man.
Oh,
Well,
thank
that's
you.
great.
Yeah, so that car is it was built and tuned by a company called GenRacer. My friend and owner Jeff Rika and his staff builds the car. So they both started as basically a Hyundai Genesis Coupe Turbo you could buy off the production floor, and basically they're torn down. You put in a roll cage in it and tune it, and off you go. So he's been racing these cars in the Pro League World Challenge for I think about 4 years now, and he's been doing great. And this is the team that I race with.
Great.
Well, that's awesome. Well, listen, I hope that you guys can get some good callers in, and hopefully you can get some sponsorship, because that's the big thing. And it's a tough.
What about you, Billy? Can you sponsor him, please? What about
with what?
I'm seriously. What about the Middletown Republican Town Committee? Can we do something here? I'm not kidding.
How about Big Nostril Productions?
I got $14 in that. I'd give it to him. I'll give him the money. I don't care. Big Nostril Productions.
I definitely want to see the video later on, because I want to see all the pictures and stuff like that. And like I said,
No, it's cool. Marco did a good job, and I'm going to talk about Marco later, because Marco knows Nicholas, which is interesting. We're going to find out some stuff about Marco tonight.
Okay,
That's right.
sounds really-
I heard you in there.
all right. Well, listen, guys, I don't want to hold you guys up, but and I'm getting ready to take off and head down to A&W. So I will talk to you guys later.
All right, be safe, Billy.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
meet
Take care. Good luck, guys.
Take care, Billy.
Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you, Billy Wilson. For those of you who don't know, Billy Wilson is usually the co-host of this show, The Edge, and he has his own show, The Variety Hour, which has really been a lack of variety lately on the show. Just Billy talking. And I sit there and nod and go, yeah. Right.
He's probably going to call back in a minute.
Oh,
after that
he will.
comment.
Yeah. So, what's the movie with Tom Cruise? He's a race car driver. Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
Have you seen it? No, no one's seen it.
No.
It's awful, right? So You never saw it?
Oh no, I did. That was
I know you've seen all these movies.
I was a young lad that back then. I'm pretty sure you weren't
No.
even born yet when that movie was made. Yeah.
But it's funny when you mention Tom Cruise, you hear Mission Impossible, Top Gun, Scientology. What's the one with space? Minority Report. But you never hear Days of Thunder. That's where he met his wife, Nicole Kidman, his second wife. But did you like the movie? Was it inspirational to you? Or?
It was cool. I was more inspired by I think a real life hero called Dale Earnhardt. If you ever saw the black good wrench car from the '90s, passed away in a race in the early 2000s. Hero, yeah, he was amazing.
I was going to ask who your inspiration, who you were inspired by. So
I would sit down as a young boy and just lay down in front of the TV for 4 hours straight, just watching the cars go around. That was what I did.
You're from Connecticut originally?
Originally from Wallingford, Connecticut.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wallingford, Connecticut.
Wallingford, Connecticut.
And you because I would assume you didn't have ESPN, or maybe you did. But did they show a lot of? They didn't show a lot of race car drive.
No, I mean, it was really just starting to take off back then. Yeah, and of course, the sport has changed a lot since then.
It's huge.
It's huge now. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not so much of a fan now. I follow some other series like Formula One and stuff. But, still have had great respect for those guys.
Because when ESPN first came, and Michael, you may not remember this. I'm 46 years old, and when ESPN was big, because all of a sudden you have sports all day long. It was something new. Before, you'd watch until 11:30, maybe 12, get the test pattern, and ABC had Wilder Sports, and they always showed the Formula One race car blow up. And every Saturday it was in the opening credits, and you were like, yeah, wow. It was crazy. But then when ESPN came on, they were looking for stuff to put on, and they did a lot of race car driving.
Yeah.
And I remember that. Do you have any memories like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the appeal, right? You get a bunch of cars flying around a circle track at, at least back then doing speeds, I think 230 miles an hour, and, with excellent roll cages so you can hit a wall and do, 15 flips and walk away usually. So, that's exciting, right? Yeah.
Now, here's the question.
I want to see the carnage.
Well, do you have a question? I feel like I'm... You're okay. Ask anything you want.
So what got you into racing? Now you mentioned, you were a broke college kid, but what really ignited you to go, this is for me. I need to do this. I really want to get into this.
Well, I was inspired watching NASCAR, watching my hero, Dale Earnhardt, and I would just play, with matchbox cars in the dirt. But, to be honest with you, both me and I have an identical twin brother, Joseph, who's... You have
a twin brother?
I do, yep.
No, I don't like this now. Wait a minute. How do I know we're not really talking to Joseph?
You just have to trust me.
Oh, what if you put Joseph in the car and you leave?
He would do really good too.
Or is he like the other brother that's good at boating or something?
No. He's
awesome.
He's an excellent driver, and so that's really to answer your question. We would drive around the back roads of Connecticut at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, just me and him. As soon as we got our driver's licenses at 16 years old, I had a 1985 Toyota Camry, and I forgot what he had, and it was kind of just back roads between Wallingford, Brantford, Northford, and learn how to drive. Would not advise that to anyone listening. Do not do that. That's illegal and not safe. But these things are what happened back then.
Did your parents realize you were driving cars real fast?
Absolutely not.
Imagine their insurance rates.
Imagine their insurance rates.
We are farmers. Yeah, you got dropped. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I mean, now, did you hear the crew? Did you hear Marco in there?
No,
Marco was taking away my thunder. Now, we're going to go to commercial soon, but I have a question for you.
Sure.
And it's actually a psychological question.
Yeah.
Fear. Do you have a lot of fear? Because
you're
like I don't know. Do you have anxiety when you're driving? Does anxiety help you? Are you nervous now? Is Michael making you nervous? I don't know.
I wouldn't say I'm nervous. I'm excited to be here. It's exhilarating, but I mean, as far as being in the car, I am always a little scared.
Really? Is that good or bad?
Always.
Is that good or bad?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you have to use it. So the psychological aspect of motorsport is important. You need to learn to control your emotions. You use the fear, which is very real because you're going at speeds where you could get seriously injured or worse.
Right.
But you have to use it to focus you, so you make smart decisions, but not have it paralyze you because you have to take risks.
So, I would guess, like late at night, you don't obsess about what if I die, what if I die, what if
No.
I die. Because then you really couldn't do what you wanted to do, which is drive the car.
Right. I would say the only thing I think about if I ever like die in a racing wreck,
Right.
I want all my friends to party, knowing that I died
Really?
doing what I loved.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I find fear is amazing.
Yeah.
Some people can like me, for example. I can talk on this show and it doesn't bother me. But if I have to talk to one person, like go to, especially somebody of authority, like my boss, I'm like, forget it. I don't want to talk. I don't want to go in there. I'm like Seinfeld. What's happening? I don't want to go in there. Because usually it's just
What's
ridiculous.
the deal with that?
What's the deal with that? Right. But in his case, there's a life and death.
Yeah.
Not that walking into a public high school is not like that. But you know what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, it's the same kind of primal fear that drives and of course to be fair, just so so no one watching gets the wrong idea. I mean, the cars are very, very safe.
Oh, I'm sure,
there are
but-
very strict rules for the roll
Right.
cages and the head and neck restraint systems and everything.
But you're trained, I would assume.
Oh yeah. Well, you mean you?
Do you have a fire extinguisher in the car?
There's a fire extinguisher in the car. There is, I guess you could call it a built-in system where there's
Right.
an emergency knob you pull, and so there's a system that will, spray.
I don't know. What do you think? Are you a nervous person?
Sometimes. I mean, I've gotten actually into a couple accidents. Luckily, none were my fault. Actually, just last year, this woman drove into me at a red light. We just stopped, and she was right behind me, but I'm assuming she was on her phone because I thought I saw movement in the back, and here she is. She's just like, and then she just nails me. So my glasses were going like, wait, what? And rams right into me.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do. You know. Yeah.
Wow. So what I want to do is I want to go to a commercial, and then we'll come back and talk about sponsorships, and things like that. So if Marco has a commercial ready to go, that'd be great. And then we'll start plugging your website, sponsorships, how you met Marco, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, he's the guy over the wall there at work, as you can see.
Does he try to sell you like candy bars that he bought 40 cents and 80 cents?
Yes, if you need something, you go to Marco.
Oh, jeez, he's gonna upset now. So, he's one of those guys, right?
He's great.
One of those
He's
guys.
the best.
Oh yeah, I could get you a cell phone. No. Anyways, so hopefully we'll go to a commercial. But while we're waiting, the number is 860-613-3031. That's 860-613-3031. Michael Ryder is guest hosting for Billy Wilson, and our guest, the ever popular, ever wonderful Nicholas Barbato, has probably driven faster than anybody watching tonight. So, I mean, I don't think anybody can call and argue that.
That's a safe bet.
More, yeah, I would assume. So, okay.
You can take the nothing day, suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Where did you go when you should know it? With each glance and every little movement you show, hold me to it. Make it after
All right, we're back. That was a 45-second interlude. Emily was doing her Mary Tyler Moore impression. Good job, Emily, and you're welcome. And I don't know if we're on Facebook Live anymore because I look like I have a black screen. I don't know, so maybe people in the studio could check. Emily, can you see? Don't knock it over. We're checking.
So, Callie Grippo.
No, but do you see a picture?
Yeah.
Okay, then don't worry about it.
Okay.
I can't see a picture on my phone, but all right, let's continue the interview. So it's 23 minutes after the hour. We're here with Nicholas Barbato and Michael Ryder. Michael will be participating in the Indianapolis 500 coming up. Oh, wrong guest. Sorry.
Yeah. I was say, oh, that's for
Marco
me.
liked that one. I can hear the director. What's wrong with him? So how long have you been working with Marco?
But working
I
with
want to know the beginning. I want to know everything.
Sure. I probably met Marco 3-4 years ago down in Middletown for Pratt & Whitney.
Did he approach you first?
No, we happened to get connected. But,
Did he try to sell you something?
no. He only tried to sell me things recently. We've only just recently moved close to one another, so he's the guy off the queue. But I first met him back when we were kind of, a ways.
Does he fly his kite at work?
I've never seen him fly his kite at
No.
work, but I have heard of his kite flying exposés.
I know. Marco's sharp, that Marco.
He is a sharp guy.
He's a sharp guy. He's my director for many years.
Yeah.
And he won't do it tonight, but when he gets upset at the content of the show, he censors the show. He goes to black during the show.
Violation of First Amendment.
Yeah, it is, but he doesn't care. He
Yeah.
doesn't
Oh, no.
care. The Constitution is only good when he decides it's good. For Marco. Yeah.
Sounds like that could be applied to a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, so sponsorship. No, on your shirt, you have different corporations. GenRacer was the same logo that was on that car.
Yes, sir.
So are these people, they pay you to race the car?
No, so this is the team that I run with,
Okay.
and these other sponsors here, these are the sponsors that
Right.
basically they're involved with the Pro World Challenge series, so they sponsor the series.
Right.
So when you compete in the series, you are obligated to run their sponsor listing. So they get behind the series, with their products. We run, we run VP Racing gasoline. We run Pirelli slick tires. The sponsorship money would come in to fund myself to run the car for a whole season next year. So basically, there's entry fees, tires, gasoline, extra parts, cost to get the crew and teams out there, all over the country. So it's, for the operating costs. Yeah.
Wow. Question?
Yeah.
Do you ever get well, we already talked about fear, but was there ever a time where you felt like, I don't know if this is for me, I don't know if I should do this? Like, was there that time that you really thought that racing is, whatever reason, I shouldn't do this?
Well, I'll say this. No, there's no question that this is what I love more than anything on earth. The combination of man and machine, the great mental challenge combined with the physical challenge of the car, and also learning how to drive a car as fast as possible on the ragged edge. That is irreplaceable, and honestly is really only something you could understand if you actually got in a race car and did it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right. As far as to keep going, it's a big sacrifice. There's a lot of other things. When your friends are on vacation or doing world travel, and you're in a paddock and it's 100 degrees outside and you're drenched in sweat and you're working on a car and you're waiting patiently, you're working. That can be tough, but it's a labor of love, as they say. You have to have passion for the sport in order to do it.
Just like anything
Such a
else.
part,
Right?
yeah.
That's a good point, the passion. Like, I think you're right. Do you think, like, everyone that races has passion, or do you think it's just most of them do?
I would say there's no way you could get involved and not be passionate about it. I mean,
Right.
you can sample it, if you want to show up and do an autocross or something, that's cool. That's more of a sample. But I mean, I would say anyone that stays with it long term, you have to be passionate about it because it does take a lot of time, and it's difficult.
Right.
Kind
Kind of like working next to Marco. What?
Well, it's like golf.
I hate golf.
Most
You like golf?
most people are bad at golf. Most people are
Right.
bad at racing, but you still enjoy it. You can still enjoy it even if you suck at it.
I get it, kind of. But so how would you get a sponsor? Like, do you go door to door? Do you start a GoFundMe page? How does it?
All those would be viable options, but I mean, really, it's very difficult in today's world to get a sponsor.
Right.
I mean, unless you're a driver and you get connected and you get an opportunity to do NASCAR and they, like the NFL, are great with sponsors and marketing. They have a program that's official and
Right.
is well vetted, and it's easy for a company to say, okay, I'm going to write a check for X amount of dollars
Right.
to sponsor a car. The series I race in, the Pro World Challenge, it's not quite like that. You don't have the big viewer base. It is
Sure.
it is on TV on CBS Sports, but it's not as easy for maybe say a big company to write a check to justify, but it is still fantastic exposure. But it's more difficult, but not impossible.
It's funny, and sometimes it could take one person to get involved.
That's
one
all it needs
person,
typically.
because the person I'm related to, who actually raced in the Indianapolis 500, we tried to find out who his sponsor was, and it was one of those sponsors that the person didn't want. It wasn't a public sponsor.
Yeah.
But then my cousin Rosario went to the race, watched the race, and in the pit was a very famous person, and it was David Letterman.
Oh, wow.
It turned out, because Spencer, who was the driver, told my cousin Rosario, or told one of the cousins, said, yeah, he said Letterman has a beard now, and Letterman underwrites it, or whatever you want to call it.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
but
that's
for
excellent.
whatever, it doesn't say Letterman on the car, or it doesn't say Worldwide Pants or anything. That's his company, but yeah, isn't it wild?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm,
So-
a household name you may have heard of, Michael Schumacher. Have you ever heard of
He's a
that?
jockey, right? Is he a jockey?
No, he is the winningest in terms of world championships Formula One driver.
Okay.
Yeah, race for
Right.
Ferrari.
That's Willie Schumacher.
But yeah, I mean, even he had to write a check to do his
Right.
for his race, even to get opportunity to race in
Right.
F1. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
have to be connected.
But how are you going to do this? I mean, how are you going to get somebody?
Get the word out as much as I can.
Like being here.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let me just plug the show. This is The Edge. I'm Jon Pulino, and we're talking to Nicholas Barbato. He is on the team GenRacer. So he has many different Facebook channels and YouTube channels, and let's plug them for a while, and then we can go through all the logos. Emily's doing something. Emily, why aren't you on a camera? Oh, go on a camera.
I can't even see what people are saying. Anne-Marie said hi.
I can't see mine.
Well,
But-
Anne-Marie-
oh, thank you. Get on the camera.
Okay.
This is how it works around here. Head dog. All right. I know there's some group out there saying he was abusing his child. He told her to work. It's a new PC. So
It
yeah.
offends her.
Oh yeah, exactly. She could be offended by that. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
I know. These are the same people in the '70s who shut him with the jail. Okay. So Nicholas, you have a Facebook channel, right?
Yeah. So it's a personal page, but I will share publicly, lots of stuff that I do with racing. I'm going to be getting, more involved with that, but there's some good content on there now.
I'm going to go there. I'm curious.
Yeah, just check it out. You can follow me, and I also have a YouTube channel where I've been sharing lots of my. It's quite cool. In-car racing videos with GoPro or other cameras right there in the cockpit. You can see, what it's like. What's going on there. All the madness in the cockpit. So check it out.
So Emily made a good point, though, even though she was not doing her job. Let's go over the people that are writing in really quickly with some questions, some answers. Greg Schroll, who called earlier, said, hi, JP. William Wilson called. Callie Gripko says, Dale Earnhardt, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Number 3, baby.
Yeah. Then it's myself, being
What
neurotic.
did you do?
Anne-Marie says, hi. Go Nick, somebody wrote. Walt.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Dina Gagliardi, she's joining here. Walt says, ask him who taught him everything he knows. Laugh out loud.
Well,
LOL.
Well, if that's the guy I think it is, so I should probably give a shout out to the Heinig family from North Haven, Connecticut. So Walt and his son Eric and his other son Mark, they were really the ones that exposed me to my first ever race at Lime Rock Park in the early 2000s.
Stafford Springs?
No, Northwestern.
Oh.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
There was a caller that talked about earlier. It's one of the most historic racetracks in the country, really, up Salisbury, Connecticut, I think. But yeah, him and his family raced there with the SCCA for a long time.
I've been there a long time ago.
It's an amazing facility. Highly recommend it. But yeah, that was kind of my connection. So when I remember being out at the track with him and saying, I've got to do this someday.
All right. Thank you for the comment. Dina Gagliardi Ford, one of my colleagues, also a colleague of mine on ZBA, not ZBA, yeah, ZBA. Hi, guys. She says hi. Very nice woman.
Hello.
She probably knows more about race car driving than I do. I don't know much about anything these days. Trust me, the more you teach, every year you lose stuff in the head. Yeah. Max nodding, yeah, he knows. Gary, hi, Nick. Miss seeing you at the local Auto Tux?
Autocross.
Autocross.
So this would be something for anyone watching. If you're saying, hey, I'd like to drive a car and go have some fun and see what it's like to race a car or slide it around. There's a really safe, relatively low speed, competitive driving experience, or basically
So I could do it?
you could do it.
No.
You could do it in your car out in the parking
Wait a
lot.
minute, you're saying I could take my Pontiac 2005 Vibe, which doesn't have power windows.
Absolutely, you could autocross next week.
No, that's not right.
I'm dead serious.
No, people die.
No.
People, can you imagine me on the racetrack?
You-
It's crazy. I don't know which way to go. I don't know if I would do that though. What about him? Would you do it?
Probably not.
I know. What if we crash our
My
cars?
2002
The insurance,
Pontiac
they're not going to pay
Sunfire.
for.
Well, I'll say this: if you guys want to autocross, I will personally instruct you in the car. You guys come
but
out.
We should do that
Come to
sometime.
Stratford, Connecticut.
I know where Stratford, Connecticut is, right? But the problem is, what if I crash my car?
I will make sure you don't crash your car.
You can't make sure. You can't
I
guarantee
will,
that.
I will rip the wheel out of your hands and
no ripping. There's no ripping.
You're good. Don't worry.
Have you-
It's very
This
safe.
is like that would be a good
Very
movie.
safe.
That would be one of those stupid Kevin Hart movies, you know, like Kevin Hart getting. I'm not gonna yelling, and we've seen that before, right? Kevin Hart. We've seen this. We've seen that before.
Sure.
Kevin Hart on the loose, doing the same character. Now he's gonna be with you instead of being with The Rock. Anyways, you know. Anyways, so we're gonna get your sponsor, man. We're gonna get your sponsor.
That would be.
We're gonna get
that would
somebody
be
out there
phenomenal.
sponsor. Nicholas, come on. Marco. Marco's got more money. Marco, you do. Because I know I'm not gonna, because Marco will get sensitive if I talk about it. Marco's got more money than Dairy Queen. Yes, he does. I'm telling you. I just see in the car, Iacoviello.
I think he should use his connection at Pratt and Whitney to get something
Does
going.
is he popular there?
Oh, he's got some connections.
He's got connections?
He's been around, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
is-
everyone knows who Marco is.
Yeah, but what about the ladies? Is Marco good with the ladies? I can't believe I'm talking about this.
I'd be surprised if he wasn't.
Because I'm not. So, well, I'm married. So I'm just kidding. Just a sense of humor. Emily, I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't go home and sell me out, Emily. It's a funny show. Anyways, so you have a question for me? That was so selfish. You have a question for me?
No.
It's horrible.
No.
Horrible. Why would I even say that? Right? He's the guest. What is this? The Gino show? No. Oh my God. Oh my God. Questions? Anecdotes?
Oh my, I don't even know where to go with this.
I know, because the Marco thing is making me crazy in the head. Anyways, the first time you met Marco, he should think Marco should give you the money. Marco, pony it up. Pony it up. Nothing. Now it's silence. Ever since Expect Discount closed.
We can do PayPal. Yeah.
Marco's been depressed. Oh my God. All right, so what's your favorite racing movie?
Favorite racing movie?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good question. Fast and oh, they made 11 of those. Fast and the Furious.
So there was a couple of really nice movies that came out recently. One was called, I think it was just called Senna, but it was a life and chronicle of a famous racing driver named Aaron Senna.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another movie, might have been called Driven. I'm not sure. Maybe some folks in the Facebook can remind me, but it was a story about James Hunt and Niki Lauda, who were two amazing race car drivers in the 1970s. Would highly recommend watching that.
Okay. Question from Dina Ford. What event are you going to be taking part in next? Preferably racing event.
Preferably.
I don't want to hear about the bake sale.
Sure. Well, I'd like to be able to do the event in mid-October with the Pearly World Challenge. It's the season finale at Laguna Seca Raceway in California. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But if not, I would like to do basically the entire season next year with the Pearly World Challenge. So that runs, tracks like Circuit of the Americas in Texas, Lime Rock,
Right.
Road America, yeah. So either October in California or beyond.
Wow. So, but if you had a sponsor, they would fly. They pay for everything, right?
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I would use
Right.
that money for the expenses, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And Dina just corrected me that she likes bake sales. So thanks, Dina. Dina, this show stays on task. Okay, come on. I don't. That's why I said it. So, were you always like a fast person? Did you like walk fast, talk fast, move fast?
I would say so. Yeah. You know.
You don't talk fast. I talk too fast.
Well,
I listen slow, but I talk fast.
These can be strengths depending on the environment with which they are utilized.
Right.
You know, I kind of have a dichotomy of personality where I am very fast-paced, but also very analytical.
Nice.
You know, that's the science and engineering side of me. So it's kind of a continual chore for me to not speak too fast, which may be why I talk a little bit slower, or else I just kind of go off the rails.
I spoke fast when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I began teaching high school where, kids were like, what are you talking about? I mean, they thought I was great, good teacher, but I spoke fast. So I started doing a lot of impressions. And you may remember this. On the board, I would have a daily oral language, and the kids would write it down. In those days when they actually wrote, and they thought, and they did stuff, and they would have to correct it. And I would read it like Christopher Walken, because he's known to speak slow. But the kids never knew I was doing Christopher Walken. It's crazy if you use the pronoun because it's not capitalized, or else the sentence doesn't have the syntax in it. And I learned to slow down because of Christopher Walken. So when you're driving the car next time in a big race, you're getting nervous, slow it down with Chris. And now, if I accelerate now, I could speed out and crash. Well, it's crazy. So
I could have used a little bit more cowbell on that one.
Yes, very good. Very good. I like that segue. What a sketch that was. What a good sketch. Do you remember the cowbell sketch?
No.
When the SNL people were doing the Blue Oyster Cult, and they were, Chris Kattan was really funny in that. Jimmy Fallon laughed the whole sketch, made millions for laughing on live TV. But Will Ferrell, we had this cowbell, and then Chris Walken came out and acted like a movie producer or a record producer. And it was a classic sketch.
Yeah, excellent.
And one day I'm going to recreate that sketch here with Marco. But Marco he won't like it though.
Can I be in it?
Yes,
Yeah.
but Marco will be like, you got the wrong bell. He'll ruin it. He'll ruin it. No, hey, I heard that. No censorship tonight. You promised. Anyways. Yes, you did. Yes, sir.
I was just going to say, so, one interesting thing I like to tell, about, talk about, talking fast, am I fast in real life and everything. I believe it was Ted Williams when interviewed about how he would watch the baseball approach the plate. He could sort of slow time down and see the laces on the ball spinning.
That's interesting that you say that.
So it's a very similar thing. When you're in the car, you're traveling very fast and things are happening really fast, but your brain sort of goes into a hyper resolution mode. So you sort of slow time down, and that's an important skill to be able to utilize.
That's interesting you say that because I'm teaching right now a 9-year-old how to hit, and it's interesting when I throw junk like bad pitches. The kid can't hit him. But when I throw fastballs, he can hit him, and basically exactly what you said. The kid is my son. But he said, yeah, because when they're fastballs, they look slower. And Emily, I'll call you out later, but you're a good ball player. So is it easier to hit a fastball or a slow ball?
Fastball, because I get most of them.
Yeah, so that's a very good point. So we're connecting, all of us.
The science.
Bond.
Right. Oh. We have more comments. Ryan Kennedy joined, but he didn't comment. He's the Republican Kennedy. We have Zach Flanders. Pulino, that's me. Don't fear the Reaper. I won't.
That's the skit.
That's the skit. That's the
skit.
song, right?
Yeah.
What a great song.
Yeah,
amazing song.
Fantastic song.
That's a great song.
Can't listen to it anymore.
You used to listen.
Why?
Because I think of the skit.
Right. I used to teach that song before the skit.
Look, every single English class, I'd walk in and he'd just repeat it and repeat it. He'd get into it, and it's like, we're supposed to be reading Fahrenheit 451 or something today, aren't we?
Exactly. Gee, that book didn't come true. Well, we're not politics tonight, right?
It's fine.
Christopher Sugar joined. He's running for Board of Education. I wish him luck. He's in my slate. And good luck, Chris. We'll see you later. And Gene Falcone Connolly joined. Good. Please ask us a question. 860-613-3031. That's 860-613-3031. Michael Ryder in the house today, and Nicholas in the house today. We're going to get him a sponsorship, I hope, and Marco is going to pony up for it, and let's get moving here. So what's your favorite, we talked about Knight Rider before. So that like when you were a kid, it was on Friday nights, and
Sure.
you like that fast car, right?
Awesome show. We used to jump over things and go up ramps into moving vans,
Yeah.
and that was a cool car. I think that was a Pontiac Firebird Trans Am.
Could be.
Really, really cool car. Yeah.
What was the deal? Because I love old TV shows. I don't like the new
Yeah.
ones as much, but the old TV shows. Why did Michael Knight have an evil Michael Knight? And they had an evil kid. Like doesn't happen in the neighborhood. There's not like an evil Max Halla and a good Max Halla. You don't.
Right.
Max always drives a fast car too. Some type of. You always have a fast car.
No,
What are you driving these days?
Infiniti G37.
Wow.
Nice car. Nice
Wow.
car.
What? How many? What's horsepower in that?
Like 300.
Oh, he likes the fast cars. That's how it is. But in Miami Vice, they always had a good car.
Yeah, they had, I think, a Ferrari Testarossa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little
But
gills on the side.
that show explained it by saying they confiscated all that stuff from the drug dealers, which was a rule at the time.
Sure.
So you want to go to break? We can go to break. I'm getting a signal from a camera woman that we should go to break. Oh,
Do you want to?
yeah, we'll go to. Am I that bad tonight? Or, yeah, we'll go to a break. And people in Facebook land, we're just going to sit here quietly. But in the studio, we go to a break. We'll go to about a 2-minute break.
And then we're going to show the pictures.
Yeah, we'll show the pictures. All right. So we'll be back shortly with Michael Ryder and Nicholas Barbato. And I don't care about the race car driving anymore. I want to know about Marco. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So we'll be back in 2 minutes. Sit tight. All right, we're back. For those people on Facebook, we just did a minute break because supposedly I get boring or whatever. But now, my director Marco just came out and yelled at us, and he really did. He yelled. It was very upsetting. He's in a program, so ain't a program.
That bad. He wasn't.
He wasn't that bad, Emily says. So we're going to show some pictures, but before we do the pictures, I want to ask Nick about his first pro racing experience. And then we're going to go to the pictures. We have about 12 minutes left. You can chime in if you want, and then
Yeah.
the Cinderella story here, right?
Yeah. So, it all kind of came together last minute for a number of reasons, but I had an opportunity to race with GenRacer at the Probably World Challenge race at Road America, which is a historic track in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. It was broadcast on CBS Sports, and you can watch it online on YouTube and on the Probably World Challenge website if you want to check it out. But I basically, it was my first race. I qualified second place for the first race.
Second place.
I broke the all-time lap record during that race. I passed for the lead in turn one and led for about 48 minutes. Had a 10-second lead, and the car ran out of gas.
Your car ran out of gas?
My car ran out of gas on the last lap.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
Oh my God, you must have been ticked off.
I was. It was kind of like at the highest high, I'm gonna win my first ever pro race in my first try, and then the lowest of the lows, my car ran out of gas.
It's like you can't win.
Yeah, it was tough, but who cares?
I care.
Yeah.
Max cares. Michael cares. We care.
Marco
cares.
It was an awesome thing, and I kind of felt like I had finally vindicated all the effort,
But you have the record for the lap, though.
I have the all-time lap record set for.
Do you win something for that? Do you get like a medal, a prize?
I don't. You don't win anything for the lap record. You just get to brag about it. That's all.
You don't get anything.
You don't get anything. You get some.
You don't get a gift certificate?
No. You get some prize money if you take a podium, and then on the second race.
Do you ever take stuff you're not supposed to take from the car?
Take
like a seatbelt or something?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I do occasionally break things. There are safety latches that the team will. Jeff has yelled at me because there was an evacuation latch, which I've broken off a couple. Sorry, Jeff. Sorry for always breaking it.
Jeff. So
yeah.
I'm nervous right now.
Marco's
making me nervous. We're going to show the pictures again because he's going to start screaming at us.
Sure.
this is real TV, right?
Check out.
Let's see the pictures. People at Facebook, you can't see the pictures. We'll describe them.
Okay, so this is me at a driving simulator facility called Crimson Simulation. They're in Norwalk, Connecticut.
Why does it say Dave and Buster's behind you?
No. This is like pro race teams come here. They're drivers. This is a triple element screen with iRacing software, pro real steering wheel and shifter. It's a hydraulically actuated rig, kind of like an airplane, like an airline captain will hop into a simulator and it's moving around to simulate the G-forces on your body. It's the same thing. So they have all the tracks loaded, and I spent 4 hours driving.
4 hours?
I spent 4 hours. There were some breaks for drink.
What about bathroom?
I took one bathroom break.
What happens if you have to go to the bathroom when you're driving the car?
You had better go in your pants or hold it.
No,
Yes, sir. You always try to go before you hop in the car.
That's true. But
yeah.
My mother couldn't do it.
But yeah, so this is how you get ready, because it's not always possible to drive the track beforehand. So that's how you train.
We're going back to the picture of you looking regal. Look at that. Wow, look at you.
Yeah, so this is me. I had just applied my racing patches that you have to apply for the race series.
You look British there.
How long ago was this?
I think it's this is
Scottish.
This is maybe two months ago or so. Yeah, so this is maybe about a week or so before the race.
Wow, look at that thing. We're Halloween. You don't need to get a costume.
I don't need to do a costume. I need to. Here's the car. This is the number 75. So there's two cars. This is number 75 and number 78. I drive number 75. Yep.
Would you let me drive that to work next week, first day of school?
I have to run that by Jeff first.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Okay.
Jeff.
Sorry, Jeff. Yeah,
Jeff.
Sure.
I'll pull up in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you, right?
So that's me behind the car. That was the class leader in the other class. So there were two classes of cars racing. But yeah, that was me out in front in the lead.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So here's me going down the front stretch.
There's a CBS logo on top.
Right, there you go. That's it.
Yeah. They would hook you up with some money.
So it was cool. At this particular track, you would do, there was one straight I did about 142 miles an hour. There was another straight I was, the engine was bouncing off the rev limiter in fifth gear, which is close to 150 miles an hour, doing probably 130, 135 there. It's the main straight. This is actually a photo from Lime Rock, the track in Connecticut. There you go.
How you going to pass?
That's
like 95.
It's like a bull ring. You have to force your way through.
Look at that.
Rubbin's racing.
How do you pass? Now, what if you bump
You got to
somebody?
move people.
You can bump people?
Yeah,
It's not bumping.
As long as you're not shoving them off the track.
It's not like bumper. You could though, right?
You can politely encourage people to move off the racing
Well, what
line.
if you are nuts, like Mad Max? Would you get kicked out of the race?
You would get kicked out of the race. You would get kicked out.
You could say, you're on antihistamine or something.
True.
That's in America nowadays.
That's
you could say
that's
something.
True.
That's
true.
My knee hurts. It's true.
Yeah, or you risk getting punched in the face by the driver that you knocked out.
Leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the rules. I don't know the culture of it. I saw the movie recently.
There are rules of engagement.
Are there really?
There are rules.
And they teach you those rules.
They teach you those rules. Yeah.
But what if you don't listen?
If you don't listen, then you can get disqualified. They toss the
I'm
black
sure
flag. Yeah. And of course,
a flag. I didn't know that.
Oh, there's all kinds of flags that you have to learn. If you see the black flag, that means you need to Pit soon, or else you're
Really?
gonna
See,
get penalized.
So all this stuff that I saw a racing movie recently. It's on a movie theater right now.
Okay.
Lucky Logan is called. Did you see it?
Have not seen that movie. No.
Daniel Craig, and they robbed the place, and it's like Ocean. They robbed the Indianapolis 500, I think. I thought that was the
I
race.
have
I
seen.
couldn't figure it out.
I've seen the previews. I do like him as an actor. I haven't
Which
seen
one?
the movie
Daniel
yet.
Craig?
Craig.
Well,
yeah,
he's James
Daniel Craig.
Bond.
Yeah, he's
But in this
phenomenal.
movie, he doesn't sound like James Bond at all.
Okay.
And they're all people from West Virginia, and Kylo Ren is in it. The guy that plays Kylo Ren, and it's a Channing.
Oh, yeah.
Channing Tatum. Is that it? It's actually a cool movie. People that did Ocean's 11, but it explores the racing culture.
Yeah.
Stuff that I never knew.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying that stuff, because on the racetrack, the guy played by Seth MacFarlane was bumping into cars. Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy. You can't do that. He got the flag, and he argued, and the guy rocked out of the pit. He threw the thing out. Yeah, they were arguing.
Yeah.
So everything you said was true. So you were a man of your word.
It's yeah. We try to speak from a place
we have
of
another
honesty
picture.
here. So here is this was awesome. So this is me and Jeff. I believe actually we were passing for the lead here. That was the leading BMW of Nick Whitmer. He has won a number of races. Fantastic pro race car driver. We passed him into turn 5 here. That's about 140 mile an hour under braking. So that's me in the front there. Jeff is tucking in behind me using what we call the slipstream when you get behind a car, and therefore you have less aerodynamic drag behind the car, so you tuck in and you can go faster. Yeah. So that was an awesome
Welcome
move.
to Road America. That's our next picture.
So this is cool. So basically, every racetrack you're gonna go to, there has to be a tunnel that goes underneath the racetrack so that you can get big, trucks, trailers, haulers in there. So that is the tunnel that they built to go underneath the track, and then you go into basically the middle of the track, and then you park your truck and trailer. And it was amazing. We were there with the IndyCar series that weekend, so there was like 100,000 spectators.
Right.
It was incredible.
Wow.
Incredible experience.
I give you a lot of credit. This is amazing stuff. Is that the grassy knoll with John F. Kennedy?
That is
I'm
not
sorry.
the grassy knoll,
No politics.
but it is a grassy knoll.
Look like a grassy. You're making me nervous. There's 8. Oh.
Yeah, so that's a shot I pulled up. That was the first thing I did when I got there, was take a photo of the track, because I was like, man, this is like a surreal experience. This was literally a dream come true.
Wow, and people can reach you at barbatorracing@gmail.com.
That's how you can reach me if you want to ask me some more questions.
Yeah.
Want to help out with the effort to try and get some sponsorship together to run a full season next year. It's where you can reach out to me. I appreciate the help, even the moral support. Go Nick. Anything.
Go Nick. Well, we have
much
2 minutes,
appreciated.
and we're going to talk. We're going to go talk to the credits. Do you have any questions for our young man here?
I just want
Or
to
you're a
know
younger man than him.
when and how Marco's going to get you the sponsors that you need.
Oh my God.
Well, the good thing is I know where Marco works.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
He does, and that we're going to do a whole show on that.
Okay.
I'm thinking about October, a Halloween show on Marco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
You don't know Marco. Maybe you do. Hey, Alfred, how you doing? Thanks for joining the podcast, or whatever you want to call it. Nice to see you. Alfred Schmier. Do you remember Alfred?
That I can think of,
Maloney kid.
unfortunately.
All right. So, Fast and the Furious movies. There's like 8 of them, right? Do you like them? Are they stupid? Are they good? Do they inspire you? Does Vin Diesel move a muscle every once in a while?
I personally, so the movies are criticized because the mechanical discussion, the terminology used, and the kind of things, right? They're not really accurate all the time to real life. But I do find them to be very entertaining. I think it's really cool. It's a way to celebrate car culture in the United States, and everyone loves to do a little bit of
You mean
street
you wouldn't
racing.
like take a car from one building to another, and then go to Cuba with your girlfriend?
Would not
and
normally
then
do that.
Something would happen. Charlize Theron would show up, and
If she showed up,
no, she wasn't involved with him. She made him do. I don't even know the movie. You know what? I never saw it. I'm a movie guy.
Okay.
I teach a cinema studies class.
Oh, cool.
I never saw any of these Fast and the Furious movies. I went to part 8 thinking it would stink, and it did, but it was so entertaining. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
All right. We are out of here. Wow, that show flew. Great job, Nicholas Barbato. He's going to come back on my show because I'm going to make him. Michael Ryder, a great show. Thank you, Gary Aubin, Emily Pulino, Marco Iacoviello, your fiance, whose name I don't know.
Amy.
Amy, good name, A-M-Y, I can spell it. And thank you, and Facebook, for watching this. Alfred and all the people that wrote to us on Facebook, we appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Emily's next show is October. Emily, you can come out. Emily, we are still live on Facebook, so nobody say anything bad yet.